Hi fashion designer, and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share with you how to create this design on your trouser pattern. I really love it and I thought I should share it with you guys. So because the pattern that I have is big, it might not fit on the screen. I am going to be using a small scale trouser pattern, but the method is actually the same. You can actually apply the same method on your trouser pattern. So before I waste any time, do make sure that you give a thumbs up and let's get started. So we are going to need the front pattern, including the waistband. So first thing is I'm going to take my front pattern, of which has got a dot. And then next to the dot, you need to mark 1 inch away from the dot. And you're going to do this on both sides. Now moving along the crotch, I am going to mark 3 inches. This depends how low you want the fold to be. You can go as low up to the knees, but I want it to be 3 inches away from the crotch. So I'm also going to mark this 3 inches on the opposite side of the pattern. I'm going to connect this point like so with a cross. Okay, this side. And then I'm also going to connect again from the crotch to the waist. 1 inch to the waist, and this is how the markings are going to be. The next thing you want to do is to close the dot. Once you close down the dot, I am going to take my marker and highlight the left side of the design, and then I'm going to take my tracing wheel and trace out the side first, the left side, and then right on the waist. You need to trace it out on a new pattern paper. The next thing is to also create a method of slash and spread. So what I'm going to do is to cut through the lines, the orange line first. And then once you are done cutting through that line, you're going to take that piece of paper after cutting through the other side. You're going to take that piece of paper that you've traced and place it right on top. The reason why you're going to do this is because the top piece was actually removed. So now we're going to replace this side. And then you're going to take a new pattern paper and place it under this pattern. So right on the center, you're going to create a center line. You want to extend this center line over here. And then on each side, you're going to mark 1.5 inch. You're going to mark 1.5 inch on each side of this center line. Then when you're done, you're just going to stick this side, one side, the left side and the right side of the trouser pattern. Then once you're done, cut out some excess paper and then go ahead and fold these two parts in to create a pleat. And just like that, your pattern is complete. Now the next thing you want to do is to cut out some excess paper, and this is how it turned out. When you're done, you want to go ahead now and attach your waistband, and this is how your pattern looks. So the next thing you want to do is to see how it will actually look on fabric. So I went ahead and I placed this pattern on a fabric, and then I'm going to take my two front pattern, trouser front pattern, and I'm going to close the dot. This is how you're going to sew this pattern. When you're done creating your pleat on your fabric, you want to make sure that everything is aligned as the pattern. And then once that is complete, you want to go ahead now and do the same thing on the other side of the front pattern. Then you want to go ahead and sew with a straight stitch right on top. And this is how it will turn out. I did press iron these pleats. So now we need to take the two front side of the trouser pattern and sew right on the crotch. And so I did go ahead and attach the waistband on the front panel so that you can see how it will actually look once the trouser is complete. I really love how it turned out. The only thing I would change is to lower the pleats. But as for me, I really enjoyed making this project. So see you on the next one.